In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Chosen Freeholders was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City and mailed to the Current, the Daily Journal, the Hamilton Gazette, the Hamilton News, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the County Office Building in Atlantic City, the Stillwater Building in Northfield, and the County Clerk's Office in Mays Landing. If we could please, all rise. And before we have the opening prayer, if we could please have a moment of silence for Mr. Micah Tennant and also for Mr. Elmer Ridley. Thank you. And now the prayer, please.
O God, who is the source of all existence and light of all seeing, uplift our thoughts from the littleness of our own works to the greatness, the majesty, and the wonder of thine, and teach us so to behold thy glory, that we may grow into thy likeness.
And now the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Bennett.
Here.
Bertino.
Here.
Corsi.
Present.
Days.
Here.
Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Formica.
Here.
Kern.
Here.
Risley.
Here.
And Gatto.
Here. You've all had an opportunity to review the minutes from the October 22nd, 2019 meeting. If there's no corrections, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the minutes as presented. Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments there? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, next we have our resolutions. I'm sorry. Resolutions. Confused. 661, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the State of New Jersey Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services for the Medication-Assisted Treatment Grant. Amount not to exceed $486,223.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further comments or questions on that one? Comments from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 662.
Grant application and acceptance for the BRIT Safety Grant Funding from the New Jersey County's Excess Joint Insurance Fund to purchase bariatric beds for use at Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Grant funding $1,217.50. County cash match $1,217.50.
Move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further comments there? Okay, comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 663.
Grant application and acceptance for the BRIT Safety Grant Funding from the New Jersey County's Excess Joint Insurance Fund to offset the purchase of rifle suppressors for the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office Special Weapons and Tactics Team. Grant funding $3,276.94. County cash match $3,276.94.
Move.
Motion is second. Freeholder comments? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 664.
Grant application and acceptance of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant Program funding from the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General, Department of Law and Public Safety, Division of Criminal Justice, amount not to exceed $158,148.
Second. Motion is second. Freeholder comments there? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 665.
Grant application and acceptance of the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, funding from the New Jersey Office of the Attorney General, Department of Law and Public Safety, Division of Criminal Justice, amount not to exceed $13,954.
Second.
Motion is second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 666.
Approving participation with the State of New Jersey Office of Insurance Fraud Prosecutor for the County Prosecutor Insurance Fraud Reimbursement Program amount not to exceed $250,000.
Move.
Second. Motion and second. Freeholder comments? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 667.
Amended grant application from the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the fiscal year 2019 annual transportation plan to include 2 additional projects, no additional funding.
Motion and second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 668.
Amended grant application from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Disability Services for the Personal Assistance Services Program, net increase $2,700.
Move.
Second.
Motion and second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 669 through 671.
Second.
Motion and second on chapter 159. Is there any comments or questions? Questions from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 672.
Professional services agreement with various vendors to establish a pool of professional consultants to provide engineering services for dam and transportation infrastructure projects, amount not to exceed $6,935,000.
Move. Second.
Motion and second. Freeholder comments on that one? Okay, comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. Before we move on, Jerry, just really quick while we're on the topic of the dam, I know we hit one of the milestones that we had identified.
Yes.
We met with DEP and we're kind of into the next phase. Can you just give a brief update on that to the board and the public?
You remember there was supposed to be the hydraulic and portion of the report. They submitted that approximately 2 weeks early. But the next steps, what they're doing is they're going out of order. They're actually going and doing the testing of the volumes of water that would go over. So they're about 2 weeks behind now on what will be the next report. So DEP, I think, sent an email through to everybody saying we're about 2 weeks behind. But I mean, as far as the report is concerned, reports in, it's being reviewed, and when they finish the testing of the, they have these calculations, they'll submit them to DEP, then DEP will make their comments.
Yeah, and the dam committee's meeting next week?
I believe it's next week, yes.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted everybody to know we are not relenting on that issue.
How did you mean the dam committee?
The Lake Lenape Dam Committee, all right? All right, 673.
Amended professional services agreements with various appraisers under the 2018-2019 appraisal services pool to extend the term date only, no additional cost.
Second.
Motion is second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, 674.
Bid contract with FW Webb to provide plumbing supplies, amount not to exceed $71,213.26 for a 2-year period.
Move. Second.
Motion is second. Any freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, 675.
Bid contract with JDJ Pets Incorporated, doing business as Pets Plus, to furnish and deliver animal food to the Atlantic County Animal Shelter, amount not to exceed $26,611.25.
Move. Second.
Motion is second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Days?
Yes.
Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Formica?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes.
Risley?
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, 676.
Lease agreement with the City of Corbin City for a portion of the school building and grounds located at 116 and 132 Call Road for operation of K-9 training, amount not to exceed $60,000.
Second.
Motion and a second on that annual contract. Any comments or questions? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 677.
Memorandum of Agreement with the United States Army Corps of Engineers, the New Jersey Historic Preservation Office, the New Jersey Department of Transportation, and the City of Port Republic related to the proposed replacement of the Nakoti Creek Bridge, PR-07, in the City of Port Republic.
Second.
Motion and a second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 678.
Intergovernmental Services Agreement with the Atlantic Cape Community College for an English as a Second Language program, amount not to exceed $28,218.
Move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 679.
Intergovernmental Services Agreement with the Atlantic Cape Community College for an adult basic education program, amount not to exceed $39,400.
Move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 680.
Resolution requesting a transfer in the 2019 budget in accordance with the provision of NJS 40A:4-58.
Move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Freeholder comments on that? Just want to make mention, we did discuss that in the budget meeting. These are for some of the under and overages in our budget. And we do anticipate there will be potentially one more, right? One more this year, so just FYI on that.
Yes.
Any comments from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. 681.
Shared services agreements with various Atlantic County municipalities for the exchange of salt, brine, and rock salt, no cost.
Move.
Second.
Motion and a second. It's that time of year. Any comments from the freeholders? Yes. It's freeholder Fitzpatrick.
I'd like to know which municipalities there was.
I think, don't we have a consortium?
Well, actually, this is just the contract that's put together. It's done every 7 years, so you're approving the contractual language, but there are generally 4 towns that had expressed interest with Greg Brookins.
And they
Galloway, I think one is Buna, and I'm not sure of the other two. I think Northfield usually is involved, and there's probably one other. I know Estelle Manor is asked. I mean, I'm not sure who's going to actually sign this. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay, so when
Yeah.
you have it signed, can you let us know?
Oh, I think that comes before the board anyway.
Thank you.
Okay.
Madam Chair.
Yes, freeholder.
Through you to the administrator. Jerry, I know there's been some talk with the city, Atlantic City, regarding the county, I don't want to call it shared services, but
Yeah.
regarding snow removal. Have you had that conversation, or the director of public works had a conversation with the city?
They haven't called us. I mean, Jim sits on that committee, and, there was conversation about public works in general, but no one has called specifically about snow removal.
There's been some discussion in our directors' meetings. I thought they had reached out to you. Without one.
Okay.
Before we know, first of all, let me be very clear. Atlantic City has no equipment. And the ragged equipment that we do have, if you get 3 blocks, you did well. So right now they're trying to figure out some kind of ways to do some shared services, either trying to get contractors, which we found out we have a big problem getting contractors because they have probably bid it 3 times and most of them are already taking, doing the work of other towns. We thought by now that the city would have had some equipment that the state was going to allow them to buy. And we're retrofitting 2 or 3 of the vehicles that they do have, some trash trucks, trying to put plows on them, but they want to be in a position where they could be able to call in, whether it's the county or the housing authorities, whoever, if in fact needed. As most people know, the boardwalk in Atlantic City is considered your major street, which is everybody's laughing and telling that, but that is actually the case. The boardwalk, but you still have residents and
Right.
businesses. We try to get open and operated, so I'll go follow up.
Okay.
I thought they had a conversation either with you or the director of public works.
I know they haven't spoken with Greg, but he would have said something.
Because we got plenty of salt,
Yes,
how they gonna put it out?
yeah.
Okay, I appreciate it, thank you.
All right. Any other freeholder comments? Okay, comments from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, 682.
Alternate method contract with All American Healthcare Services Incorporated to provide nursing staff to Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, amount not to exceed $19,391.
Second.
Motion and second, freeholder comments on that one? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, 683.
Alternate method contract with General Healthcare Resources to provide nursing staff to Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, amount not to exceed $29,193.88.
Second.
Motion and second, freeholder comments on that? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, take 684, 85 together.
Second.
Motion and second, are any of the appointees here? I don't think so. Comments from freeholders? Comments from the public? Okay, roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes, and 686.
Authorizing consent for a roadway solicitation event by Egg Harbor Township High School Band Boosters at the intersection of Ocean Heights Avenue, County Route 559, and Zion Road, County Route 615, in the Township of Egg Harbor on Saturday, December 7, 2019, and Sunday, December 8, 2019, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Second.
Motion and second, freeholder comments on that? Comments from the public? Roll call vote.
Bennett.
Yes.
Bertino.
Yes.
Corsi.
Yes.
Days.
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Formica.
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
Risley.
Yes.
And Gatto.
Yes. Okay, that concludes our agenda. Sorry.
Madam Chair, I've got a question
Sure.
about 667 to Jerry. All right, 667.
Yeah,
The two projects that we're adding there,
yeah.
were they the two projects that were shot down by SJTPO?
Yes, yes. Third Street in Abington and Westco Road in Watertown.
I attended the meeting and I
Yeah.
asked them about that, and the answer I got was the money was eaten up, so to speak, and I said, well, please, write a letter to the county executive, the Freeholder, we're describing this, in a lot more detail.
And also describing why Atlantic County was the only one defunded, right? We were the only ones?
We were the only one defunded it totally. There were other,
Yeah.
like for example, Violent had one of their projects, but we're the only county that had all the money taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a letter from the executive. He wrote to Commissioner of DOT.
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah.
sure they responded
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Right.
Okay, thank you, freeholder. All right, let's see, reports of special committees of the board. Anybody have any reports? Okay, seeing none, any unfinished business? Oh, freeholder, what's happening?
Regarding the bathroom project on the boardwalk, I saw Matt Garrity today, and he was interested in the proposal to have the county contract to do that work. So you would like a response from the executive? Maybe start a conversation?
I don't know that. Did they ask you, did they call the executive? That's
They wrote a
important.
letter.
Right, right,
Talking about it,
right.
and then Freeholder Formica made a comment at the Freeholder meeting last time. And then he came to the CRDN meeting and said the same thing. I had lunch today with Matt, and he said, bring that up and let them know that he's open to a conversation. So
About
how does that
contracting
work?
rather than, funding?
sorry?
Contracting rather
Rather
than
than
funding.
handing over money,
Got it.
it'll work.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
I'm gonna talk to the
Pass it
executive.
along?
Right, yeah, exactly right. I'll-
Thank you.
That was a comment. Did you
No, I
make?
made the comment that instead of the county putting up the 500,000,
Right,
Right.
give us a chance to contract it, and if the budget is 5 million and they'd like us to put in 500,000, we'll contract it, and anything that we do it for less than 450, 4.5 million, we keep it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Any new business? Okay, seeing none. Written communication concerns, anything anybody wants to bring up?
Hey, did we pass by new business?
I'm sorry, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Thursday evening, Freeholder Bennett and I attended a meeting of statewide and local people, legislators, faith leaders to talk about school segregation in Atlantic County. And I had sent all of you through Sonia information about that. There is a lawsuit against the state of New Jersey regarding school segregation. Somebody's suing the state. And rather than have the judiciary come up with a remedy that is forced on everybody, what people are trying to do is come up with a remedy that's created by the community and legislators so that we get a say in how we're going to handle it. And we're going to be bringing forth a resolution hoping that the Freeholder Board will support having legislation to deal with segregation rather than waiting for the court to decide what is going to be done and we have to do it ourselves. But that's the business.
Yes.
Just a quick question.
Yes.
In the discussion so far, is this something that's just going to be related to Atlantic County, or is the plan and the proposal that they're talking about doing is going to be a remedy that's statewide?
The remedy from the judiciary, statewide.
The remedy that you're talking about doing at the Freeholder
Is going to support a statewide movement to create a remedy rather than have the court decide.
So there's no information yet, been no coordination with the other counties and
No.
talking to everybody about what it is they're all looking to see in legislation? Nothing yet.
So there has been forums both in North Jersey, there was one in Bloomfield, there's a number of different school leaders, legislators, community leaders from around the state that have been talking about this particular issue. There are certain districts that have a send and receive that are currently looking to break away from the send and receive, particularly with more urbanized schools. And so that is an issue that collectively people are looking at across the state. So what the resolution would be is for calling for our legislature and the governor to get involved in this, to take this position on, and to come up with a remedy that we all can agree upon, rather than waiting for.
Judicial review.
Correct.
Has there been any discussion with the Department of Education relating to this issue that they're talking about statewide yet? Or no?
The
Is there-
Commissioner of Education.
Yes.
Yeah.
There has.
Oh, sorry, should know what's anything.
So during the league, at the leaders conference, which I believe Senator Sweeney, Brannick, Senator Kane, and the Assembly Speaker of the House, I can't think of his name, Greg, right, they had a discussion as to the actual distinction of what they're talking about as segregation. And it really goes deeper than just numbers in schools by race or by ethnic origin. It goes to the COA. The COA housing legislation right now allows municipalities to opt out of their mandated cost, lower cost housing by donating money to other municipalities. So the logic here, it's a very deep, it's a problem because you cannot get, a fair representation because there's less affordable housing in more affluent areas. So it doesn't just affect the educational system. This is going to take a revamping of how, and somebody can give me the acronym for it, voluntary payments, and whatever it is, to reduce half of a municipality's COLA requirement. You can donate money to a municipality that is of lower demographic income. So it's going to take, I applaud the effort to try to take a look at this here, but it is going to take a coordinated effort with our legislators, and I would start with Senate President because he's working on it.
Great.
And it's something that, we'd have to look at with a significant amount of what I would call data that would show where the 23 municipalities in Atlantic County could actually move the needle by changing the formalization of how they're allowed to offset their low-income housing requirement for each municipality. It's just not a matter of getting superintendents together and saying, we need to move students around, because there is, by law, segregation was illegal in 1965. So, and that's been abolished in New Jersey, but it's by the mere fact of how they allow the legislation to deal with the COA laws that have created this unintended consequence.
That is true, and Senator Sweeney did have representatives at our meeting. Regionalization is part of the remedy, and of course, everybody knows that that's part of his plan. So,
Was path to progress.
right,
You're talking about the county being able to regionalize school districts.
right,
Just another idea.
yeah. Throwing it out to see what sticks. So anyway, that'll be coming up. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, great.
Madam Chair, if I may?
Yes, Freeholders.
What I would suggest to my colleagues over there is that what I don't want to see is, let's make sure that among all of us before it hits the agenda, any feedback, take everybody's consideration, feedback and consideration, then we get to the guys and then it's a whole bunch of, like we had in that last resolution that you put up.
Thank you, that's a great idea.
It's just unacceptable. But again, we have enough time. It's not a rush to judgment, and that whatever suggestion or recommendation, I would suggest that our colleagues pass it on to the sponsor of that bill, at least that resolution, and hope that when it comes back, that there is a bipartisan support for it. And I think everybody on this board should have a seat at the table and have their input, so it's not like it's one side against the other, and that we go out here kicking and screaming and playing the party line. Because at the end of the day, I think we all would agree, we all have vested interest in what happens in our county, in our 23 municipalities, and I think it's all heading into the new year, that we try to work more closely on sensitive issues such as this. Whether it's coming from the state legislators or not, I think we all have, and I think y'all would agree with me on this, that we all have a responsibility to our constituent base to do the best we can to represent them. And again, we can agree to disagree, but if we can all come to some kind of common ground on the legislation, I think we can. Great.
Thank you. Any other Freeholders?
That's not enough for everybody.
Just on what Freeholder's saying too. Any of the information you look for, I always look for details, as you should know that about me by now. So any recommendations that you see or that you have, make sure they're codified so it's something we can all look at and email all this prior to, so we can give you our feedback. Because some of them in particular, I'm just concerned, the concept obviously is fine, I'm just concerned about legislation that affects the Department of Education regs. Statewide, there's always somebody up there that's telling you, you can't do this or you can't do that. Even if it's something that works for Atlantic County, it may not work for Morris County, it may not work. And I think that's where, the forums are great because everyone locally gets a chance to get their input in the discussion. But a lot of the counties, the school systems can be radically different across the state. I just want to make sure that information is given to everybody so you get feedback that you can utilize.
Just, I don't know if this question was answered at the forum you were at, but if a legislative resolution is figured out and voted on, does the remedy from the legal suit have any higher jurisdiction? Yeah, I mean,
It does, but I think the purpose of it was to not wait to start making the adjustments that we need to make, and start to move and look at things to move in the right direction, to make some adjustments on our own, rather than just waiting for the judicial remedy, and then we have to start the process. But while looking to find ways and solutions on our own of how we can address this.
Plus, like you said,
The judicial remedy will be final, what they tell you. It won't be anything you'll be able to discuss. That's why they have the judicial remedy when it comes up. So, but I get your concept. You're getting feedback from us on what I'm looking for anyway. I can't speak for anybody else.
Any other on that topic? All right, any other new business? Okay. Written communications, petitions, anything there to report? Okay. All right, we'll open it up to public comments. Anybody from the public wish to speak? Okay, seeing none, we'll close that. Any good of the order?
Madam Chairwoman?
Freeholder Davis had his hand up first. Go ahead, Freeholder.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I just want to thank Jerry and our engineers and Public Works. There's some major road projects happening in Galloway Township right now. Pomona Road, Jimmy Lee's Road, 6th Avenue. And I've received several phone calls with people concerned about having access to the driveways and morning traffic and things like that. And everyone's been very responsive. I mean, getting back 8, 9 o'clock at night to address those concerns. I just want to express my appreciation to Public Works and engineering and, of course, Jerry as well for that. And just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Freeholder. What's the matter?
Little comment.
We're on good of the order right now, so.
Just wanted to dovetail with the Freeholder days, et cetera.
All right, go ahead.
Just to reiterate, the amount of communication from the county regarding the road project to schools has been absolutely outstanding with a widespread meeting and email communications. The updates are outstanding, and I could not thank them more for including the schools, which has all the bus routes and things involved.
Yeah.
So just another compliment, so thank you.
Thanks.
I'm getting daily emails, so thank you. It's good to see.
Thanks, Mr. King. Okay, Freeholder Corsi.
Madam Chair, just a real quick note today. I want to commend and thank the Kelsey and Kim restaurant in Atlantic City. As you know, they own 2 restaurants in Atlantic City. They did an outpour of feed the community today. No questions asked. Soup and nut for Thanksgiving. Only downside to it was a scheduling problem because at the Powell building they were giving out turkeys and all the trimmings, etc. So they were prepared for 500 or 600 people, and unfortunately it's the same exact time. So if you pick between going to a hot meal or you stand in line and get ready for your annual Thanksgiving dinner, but the gesture that they wanted to continue with Sister Gina's Kitchen was doing back in the day. He had his whole entire staff there. They had elected officials there serving, a live band. It was just a good show, giving back to the community.
Did you put on an apron?
Actually, I didn't put on an apron, but I did put on some gloves, and I got a little bit to eat too. But,
Okay.
It was good. Yeah, it was good that they thought enough to get back to the community. And like I said, the folks came out, had a good time, they did show up. Moving forward with that, just the coordination has to be better. It was 200 people at the Soldiers Home, it had to be 500 people at the PAL. But again, I think the gesture was great, and we certainly commend them for it. On another note, Madam Chair, and I just failed to say this in the beginning about prayer. I think most of us on this board probably remember Joe Yeoman, who was the president of Teachers 231. His wife had passed away, and the funeral was going to be on Saturday. We'll just keep them in our thoughts and prayers.
Sure. Back on Kelsey's, they are such a great community partner with, we know that they employ a lot of the hospitality high school students in the area, giving them the opportunity to work and kind of put into practice, the things that they're learning in school, and I think it's great.
Can you get them to come back to Calvin? They were there for a minute.
You got to raise the rent, but Grizzly Square.
Don't, yeah.
I don't know if there's any relation, but the rent went up so high.
Tell them to revisit them. Anyway.
Any other freeholders? All right, I just want to make mention, Pleasantville certainly has been through a lot. in the last several weeks, and I just want to commend the community, the leaders, the police department, first responders, firefighters, the school, the superintendent there. They just all have just done such a phenomenal job. Our prosecutor and our prosecutor's office has just all just done a phenomenal job in a very hard and hectic time in our area. But I think it was, as sad as it was and as hard as it has been to watch it unfold, I think it was also quite beautiful to see everybody kind of coming together. Kudos to the Pleasantville football team for powering through and finishing that game, finishing what they started. I think that's commendable, and I know we had planned to bring them in anyway, and we're going to continue to do that when they're ready. And I just really want to commend them. I know some of the first responders there, you know, are just taking this hard. They see it as a failure for them with what happened to Micah. And I think it couldn't be further from the truth. They did just an exemplary job with quite a situation. So I just want to commend them all, and I know we're all here to help and serve as in any way we can, and just be a support to anybody who needs it. So my Eagles gave up the stadium. That is right. That's about the best thing that they're doing these days. I just wanted to, I didn't want the meeting to go by without mentioning it. And then before we say happy Thanksgiving, I just want to mention, I'm sure we all saw that the AC Moores are going to be closing. This is just another sign of the times of online shopping and things like that. So please, before you click online purchase, please go to all of our retail centers here in Atlantic County and do your shopping first. That is what keeps the stores here, no matter how big or small they are, and that is what keeps our people working in the retail industry. So please keep that in mind as you're shopping this Black Friday. And aside from that, just want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Please enjoy the time with your family and friends, and to our county staff that are here, thank you for all that you do. I know we badger you a lot, and I'm looking at Jerry because I've really badgered him a lot on LD Carver Road lately and a lot of other things, but we really do appreciate you. We're blessed to have you and the work that you do for the county, so thank you so much, and thank you to all of you for your service to our community.
Madam Chair, before we adjourn,
Yes, sir.
let me just go real quickly back to I think it's important that we also recognize the Atlantic City Convention Center, which will be hosting the repast after the Saturday service for Mr. Tennant. And like you said, the outpour has been overwhelmed.
Amazing.
And just to rehab again, when we visit on Sunday, everything seemed to have been going good because folks are around. And a week from now, a month from now, that all changes. But
We're still
correct. And you know, Mayor Small and like Mayor Tweedle, as you said, has been to the hospital with the families. First responders, you can't say enough about them. And it was just unfortunate. But as we continue to pray for that family, we also pray for those who are incarcerated. They're still somebody's children. Whether we agree with what they did or disagree, they're still somebody's children, and it's just an unfortunate situation. That's something they have to live with the rest of their lives, but we pray for their families.
okay. So everybody, please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.